Hello and welcome to this, our second edition of the Supporter Lounge. We are so happy to be connecting with you once again after the first Supporter Lounge in April. And we had some really nice feedback and messages and emails from you all saying how much you enjoyed it and offering suggestions for the future, which we've taken on board. So keep doing that because this new strand of our engagement work is really exciting for us. So keep sharing what you think works and what you'd like to hear about. So first off, we're just going to cover some technical stuff. So if you can't hear anything, just message us in the chat. You can enable your own subtitles if you go to the bottom of the screen and click on the white CC button there. And all the films are subtitled anyway, so you can do what you like there. I am really excited to share that the theme for today is back in the room, and that means literally letting you know what's been happening in all our spaces day to day, which I know a lot of you haven't been able to see as you normally might, and we'll come to that later. But we've got a really great film which Louise has made. It's kind of a GoPro going through the building and sharing all the stuff that happened in one day, which I hope you really enjoy. And Rachel Yates, who's our senior creative producer of the Space Between Us project, which is our intergenerational theatre project for wellbeing, is going to be sharing updates about that and also about the recent BUPA report on midlife, which entailed a group of midlife adults, myself included, aged between 30 and 50. That's technically midlife. And the whole point of it was that they wanted to see, BUPA wanted to see, if this project, using the Chickenshed methodology, increased people's well-being, people's mental health, people's ability to connect. So really hope that you enjoy that. And finally, we're going to be sharing an update about our youth leadership programs. So after that, I'm going to be talking about the Sunflower Peel and what you can do there. Lots of events and challenges and activities, something for everybody. We're raising £100,000 this year. Although we've come out of the emergency phase that we were in last year, which you all helped with, and we really appreciate. We're still not out of the woods, so we really need everybody to get involved in whatever way they can. But we'll come back to that later. First things first, I'm really, really happy to introduce our Managing Director, Louise Perry.
I really hope you're all well and finding ways to take steps back to doors opening and refinding communities. It feels really good to be speaking to you again. We enjoyed last time finding ways to share pockets of what is often not seen by those of you who are so instrumental to us being able to do it in the first place. So today I wanted to focus on some of our projects and programmes. The building feels fuller and my heart feels full with that. Over the past 7 weeks, I've been able to watch, I think, 16 live performances here in the theatre. They've included our education end-of-year shows and a couple of cabarets that the students threw in for extra. And our young company shows, we've had 9 in total over the past 2 weeks. And last Friday, we had our first Tales from the Shed performance back in the rain. It's been wonderful to see audiences coming back to sit in the seats, albeit a little bit more spread out than usual, and to see our fantastic front of house volunteers back, enabling those audiences to come through our doors, and to hear our performers' voices speaking to their communities again about things that matter to them. So every time I've had one of those experiences, I can feel the breath coming back in again, and the building is full of the energy that is created when we're allowed to do what we do here. And it's not just inside the building, we're back outside the building as well. We've had our Tales from the Shed team, Day One Big School, Crime of the Century projects, back in early years, primary and secondary school settings. In fact, they've been delivering more than usual to play catch up. More than one occasion I've been driving around and been absolutely sure that we must have more than one Chickenshed minibus, the amount of times it's gone past me. So everything feels really thriving here at the moment. I've made a little back in the room film for you to share some of that, to give you a little bit more insight about what we get up to when we're able to here at Chickenshed.
Got to every time.
Here we are. Forward is known as well.
Are you ready for some action? So we're going to show you a little something about our Barnet project, which is a ghost show, and it's about building a better world. So hopefully you'll enjoy.
I'm waiting for a word to speak. I'm looking forward to have it say. I'm hoping for the world to speak. Take all the hate away.
Hi, we're just about to start the tech for the BA end of year shows. They've been practicing for ages and had loads of different milestones and gone to different schools and outreach projects. So tomorrow's actually their first performance and we're really looking forward to it, but we've just got to get over with this tech day first.
The word is euphobia. You ever heard of it? Let me give you a little explanation. It's a double meaning word. It explores the fear that the older generation have on us as young people. Yet, it also explores the fear that we as young people have on our future. My name is Chris. I moved to Berkeley. I know I've got those. Trapped in my inner thoughts. It feels like nobody will listen. I try to tell my side of the opinion, yet once again nobody wants to hear my opinion. Now people say I'm reckless, that I'm immature, but they don't understand why I'm rotten to the core. They talk to me like I'm a child, like I'm only 4, but they don't get that I'm trapped behind a locked door. I really need a key just to set me free. A little bit of love and a dash of sympathy. I mix it up in a bowl with a splash of empathy. And any cook could tell you that could be the perfect recipe to be a good person. This is what...
Okay, so in regards to the first question, was I like my body type or not? I do, but then sometimes I feel that because of how it's shaped, it's quite hard to wear certain things without it looking a bit different. So sometimes I'd like to wear like
Because if I have it there, then it won't get all the P's and the B's and stuff. Cool, that's good.
I can hear you kind of lightly. Hey, hi, I'm Abhishek Lakarni. I'm actually recording my own songs. I need saving, I am drifting away. I
You got to have it written.
Hello there, I'm Bassi. I'm just in between education shows. We had the second year foundation degree show last week. We're just starting with the BA show this week, and then we've got the BTEC show next week. And I'm currently trying to swap the previous props out, the current props in, and also making future props for next week. Currently, a mixed grill. Bacon, fried eggs, chips, sausages, a chop, and lots of glue.
Hi, I'm Cara, and I'm working with the FDs that are currently rehearsing for their curtain raiser.
Really enjoying it.
What's God like? Me! Me! Hear my words. Though I have been their shepherd, of the world the light, have turned water into wine.
So we're really, really busy here, and I hope that that film's given you a bit of an insight into the energy that is created in this space when we do what we do. One of the groups of our community that we haven't been able to welcome back because of continued restrictions are our adult participants, and their absence has been really felt. We've tried to get back. We've had a couple of false starts, and we've also had some engagement through our Sunday Shed activity, but definitely not as much as we would like. So I've asked our creative producer responsible for the Space Between Us programme, Rachel Yates, to come and speak today to talk a little bit about the Space Between Us programme and the projects that sit within it, and maybe some of the plans that we have in store as soon as we can get back to it.
Hello. I've been invited to talk about the Space Between Us programme, and that makes me go because there is so much to tell you. So I think I would love to just start at the beginning and quickly bring you up to today where we are with the programme and give you some context. This programme started back as a project, as a one-off project really, in 2017. I just read an article actually about a care home in Denmark, and they'd done this wonderful thing where they'd invited students in, really cheap rent, and the only proviso was that they spent a few hours with the older people, the residents in the care home each week. And what came out of that idea was these incredibly deep connections and relationships across the generations. We spoke about that here at Chickenshed, and our young people were really keen to, is there a way we could try and start something intergenerational based? So let's give it a go. We put a call out for people over 50, and that year actually was the 50th anniversary of the Sgt. Pepper album. And wouldn't it be wonderful to reach out to people over 50? What do they remember of that time? But also, what is it about generation? Is there a generation gap? Do we want to look at that space between our young people and this older generation we were bringing in to work with us creatively? So we put the call out and we got this overwhelming response. Now, those people, a lot of them had never stepped onto a stage before. A lot of them maybe had not been creative for years. So I think are feeling invisible. A lot of those people saying feeling invisible, not mattering anymore. And with like everything with Chickenshed, you step through that door and you belong. You matter. And that first night, bringing that new group of older people into our building was wonderful, because a lot of people said to us, please do not make me do anything. I don't want to dance and I certainly don't want to sing, and don't make me, I'll sit in a corner and write or whatever. But we started off actually with the generations separate. And by doing that, actually caused something we've used over and over again. It's this anonymous beginning. And we got our generations to write to each other anonymously and gave them a starting line. And the starting line was, to look at me, you'd probably think. And hoping that that starting line to a letter might get these two groups of people really thinking about themselves, but also maybe what other people, how other people see them, how they... It just opens up and it takes away a layer immediately. And also there were other starters like growing up with my parents, I wish I'd... But it was something both generations could immediately relate to. It was just human, it was just stuff we go through in life. Those letters brought out this magnificent vocabulary, this magnificent set of... Well, actually, when those two groups first came in contact face to face, they felt like they knew each other. And that was a real revelation. We'd really touched on something there. The space between us creative process, if you like, started at that point. I took the album as the artistic start, but really it was the songs that gave us themes to work on. So She's Leaving Home, for instance, was about parent-child relationships, but that gave us the option to talk to our participants. What does that feel like? Do you remember that? What are you feeling like about to leave home, going to university perhaps, or leave... And it got the generations talking. And as they talked and worked through creative sequences, writing lyrics, devising movement, whatever that was, they were relating it to their lived experience, to themselves. And this is what we've developed over the last couple of years, this process about it's the people and their life, their story that we're drawing on. Without those people, and like with all Chickenshed work, without those people, there's nothing there. We are being inspired, each other, by each other. And through that process, we've realised people start to connect massively, really connect on a human level. When we came out of that first project, we built to a performance, and when we came out of it, people through that performance were performing for the first time, a lot of them on stage, but it was this... relying on each other, supporting each other, looking to each other for the strength that was incredibly powerful. And when those people came out of that process, they said, this needs to happen again because we are feeling changed by it. We then went on to our next project our next project was for people in midlife. BUPA wanted to fund people who felt that their projects could improve health and well-being, and we applied for some money, but what we wanted was to actually this time put some research alongside that, prove what these people had told us. We wanted evidence, and we used our participants to bring that research in. Participatory action research, it's called, and we have used that model, and now we have this report, this evidence that shows us, that proves that what we thought was happening is happening, which is fantastic for us here at Chickenshed. From that, lockdown has happened, as you know, and through that year of disconnection, we set up the Living Letters project, which has been joining young and older people, all feeling isolated during this time, through letter swapping, using that same anonymous letter swapping process we used right back in 2017. But then they finally meet on Zoom and see each other face to face, and that has just been incredible. We've joined together over 200 people during this time of lockdown. And a lot of those people are actually coming tonight for the first time to Chickenshed to meet their younger letter writers. So I've gone on far too long, but I wanted to give you a little bit of background. I've missed lots of things out. But we're going to go now to a film from our midlife project mainly, but showing you a little flavour of some other people that have been within the programme in the last couple of years, including care home workers. You'll see. Okay.
This is a project that is a lot bigger than just acting. It's about meeting new people and learning from them and being okay with those emotions as well.
Just those little connections that happen in the space of, it could be 2 minutes when we're doing an exercise. You know, you're speaking to somebody and you just say to each other, you need to talk again, and then we do.
It almost feels like you're a kid again, like going to school, but to the funnest teachers and the funnest lesson where you just don't know what's going to happen.
Also building the relationships with the new people, getting to know them and seeing that you are fitting in.
Based with that 5 or 10 minute share, you've made a friendship that you know will last.
Song to set us free.
Too many people down, everything turning the wrong way round.
And I don't know what we're out of time. Love will be. But if we stop dreaming now, Lord knows we'll never clear the clouds. And you've been so busy lately that you haven't found the time to open up your mind and watch the world spinning gently out of time. We're out of time. Yeah, we're out of time.
Feel the sunshine on your face.
It's in a computer now, gone to the future, way out in space. And you've been so busy lately that you haven't found the time to open up your mind and watch the world spinning gently out of time. Tell me I'm not dreaming, but are we out of time? We're out of time. We're out of time.
For me, fitting in is a big thing because I love people.
You're just coming to have fun for 2 hours, but then you walk away feeling really motivated and inspired for the rest of the week, which is magical. Is the best thing that I have done since I left school when I was 18.
Yeah, it's hard to put it into words, really.
I'm really happy that I'm part of this project. Yeah.
It's more of a kind of internal than anything that I can really explain.
It's just brought so much light into my life.
The closest I can get is to say that I feel like little bits of me being cracked open.
So I hope that's given you a flavour of the work we've been doing, but also seeing those quotes from our report, our research report, I'm hoping is giving you some sense of how that's really going to help us moving forwards with the programme, and using this process as a tool now that we can take and train and expand. So we've got a lot of demand now to expand with this and reach out, which is really exciting. I just want to share now with you how the space between us feeds into Chickenshed's overarching strategy. How does this programme fit into what we're doing at the moment at Chickenshed? So we've got a slide here, and it supports the development of partnerships. As part of the programme, we're able to make links with other organisations who are working to improve the lives of isolated individuals in a range of ways and within really different communities. And the learning that evolves from these partnerships informs the practice within the whole of Chickenshed. It also supports our ambition to disseminate our methods and form a community of practice. And the programme provides effective tools to train partners, as I was just saying then. It supports our intention to create effective platforms from which to communicate community-designed solution to community-defined problems. And the programme creates a framework for perspectives to be shared, heard, informed, and ultimately changed in a way that promotes cohesion. And it is that community cohesion that we are just so passionate about, as you know. And the core of this is a creative process. So it has within it everything, really, that Chickenshed needs to demonstrate the power of performing arts in creating social change. So then on to our next slide. This is, as you saw in the film there, the language our report uses to describe the project. I tried to sum it up very quickly, speaking incredibly fast, probably not saying what I should have said, ideally. But here is some language our researchers, our psychologists, sociologists, describe the process. Look at the bottom one here. The space between us is more than a performance. It is an efficient, time-limited intervention that forges markedly enhanced relationship awareness through a community of unconditional acceptance. It accomplishes this through the arts, offering participants a divergent, expressive experience to deepen their connection to self and their connections with others, reinforcing relational security, which is evidenced as the greatest buffer for well-being across the lifespan. Wow, and to have that there is just fabulous, to be able to pick that out and be able to put it so beautifully. These are some of the things our participants have said. We have tons of testimonials from our people come through Chickenshed and write the most incredible things back to us, and I've just lifted like a tiny little sentences, a safe place where I can get in touch with the forgotten part of myself. A process that reminds me that people care for me, that I am not invisible. A community that is just kind, A time when I don't need to hide my struggles. A project that reminded me I still had something to give. A life changer. I have found my family. We hear that word family over and over. I just want to finish now with one quote from one of our original participants, Peter. And he wrote, "We are all fellow survivors of a process we didn't foresee and couldn't have understood in advance, but couldn't have got through without each other. We removed the space between us, the ages and genders, colours and preferences. We are friends in the truest sense of the word. We set each other free." So that's a flavour. I hope that gives you a sense of where the programme is and where it's come from and where it's going. I am always around to talk to people and to take questions and to get in contact with me. I would love that. So thank you for listening today. Thank you.
There's another group of our community that I wanted to bring into this space today, and that's our young leaders. Youth leadership has always been a central part of what we aim to support at Chickenshed. In fact, it's more than that. It's a key component of the fuel that drives us. And by youth leadership, we mean the unique way that young people can define, design and deliver projects and programmes to create the world that they want to be part of. So for us, youth leadership isn't about training young people to eventually be good enough to do it our way. And it isn't about leaving them to get on with it while we go off and do something better and more complex. It's a process of supporting, in whatever way is needed, young people to be as brilliant leaders as they are in this moment. So that might mean being present. It might mean being absent when the moment's right for us not to be there. It's about constantly putting through a filter of what is right for them and needed for them at any one particular point. So we've got an increased number of projects and programmes to support that area of our work. We've got our Young Creators programme. We have a peer mentoring programme. We have a lived experience self-advocacy programme. We have a student experience group. All of these programmes are there to establish a defined space to build the capacity of our young people at the same time as enabling them to steer the direction of the programmes and projects that improve their own lives and others. And they are really amazing. So I wanted to introduce them to you, give them a chance to explain to you a little bit of what they're up to.
Hello, I'm Grace.
I'm Ellie.
And we're both working on various projects at Chickenshed. Together we're working at a branch in Chelsea and Kensington in two different parts of the borough. So we're working with a group of children in the north of the borough and a group of children in the south of the borough. And we've been working with them over the course of the year and putting on, we've actually just put on a production where both the north and the south of the borough met and worked together. So that was really exciting.
And I do some bits of work in the Young Company at Chickenshed. So we've all just come back in the room over the last, from April time we came back in the room, and we've all been working, I think there's 9 or 10 different shows going on, obviously in smaller bubbles, but I'm working on one of them at the moment and they're about to be performed. I think they've already started, and over the next 3 weeks there's loads of little performances of small sharings with small audiences of the sort of stuff we've been up to. The whole project at the beginning was called Connecting Communities, and all of the separate projects were working with an outside group. So the one I was working on was called the International Project at the beginning, and we established quite a strong relationship with a branch of Chickenshed that exists in Israel. It's called Crossroads. So there's never really been that direct link and joining of creative collaboration between the two groups and the international Chickenshed sheds that exist. So we've been working on Zoom with a group in Israel called Crossroads, and they very much informed the show that we're going to put on this week.
Hi, I'm Ophia and I am a creative producer and it's called Beyond Our Shed and it's about what we did during lockdown and what the society needs. I took on the role of signing and creating.
Hi, I'm Havadni. I'm working at Chickenshed currently in Tales on outreach projects, and we're currently working on the show for about half an hour's time. The kids get really excited, especially in the second group because they're about 2 and 4, maybe between that age group, and they haven't had any contact with anyone outside their nursery, so they've really enjoyed it and they've started picking up on the songs and the sign language, so it's really nice to see.
Hi, my name's Kieran Patel and I'm a young leader slash young creator here at Chickenshed. So first I started off at the education side of Chickenshed, which I got introduced to Tales, CTs, and I really had a passion for CTs and I got loads of opportunities in teaching and helping out with CTs and Christmas shows. I've been working on a project called Me, You and Us, which is a female-based project for the young company, and we talk about some of the issues about street harassment, catcalling, any things that you'd find in school. So if you're a girl from secondary school going into work.
Hello, my name's Damar and I'm a staff member trainee at Chickenshed. So right now we've been doing a lot of outreach, so we're going to schools to perform a show called Crime of the Century and another show called Day One Big School. So Day One Big School is about transitioning from year 6 to year 7, so dealing with all the troubles of that and what comes with it. And we do workshops with the kids and the response has been really good. You know, they seem to really, because it's a show that they really, you know, relate to and they resonate with, and they always give us like stuff back so that we can add to the show, like, oh, what if this is in the show, or how about this can be in the show as well. So we're always trying to, like, you know, add things into the show, and yeah, they enjoy it. You know, it's really fun doing the workshops, writing raps, going, and it's like nice to go to different types of schools just to see the different reactions they get, but it always seems to be a positive reaction, so it's like different positive reactions. It's really good. And with crime, we go to slightly older years in secondary, and yeah, same positive reaction. Same, like, I think they start, I like it when students come in, they're a bit rowdy, and then when they're after like the first part of the show, they're just quiet, like just watching the whole time, just like, and yeah, I think we've gotten a good reaction from the kids. It feels like we're making a difference.
Me and Ellie have started doing youth-led work since we were like 18, so it's been about 3-4 years of doing it, and I'd say we were sort of the starting point of having that kind of conversation where we were sort of delivering the work and making the content in terms of, we did a show in 2019 called Label, and that was really youth-led, and I think that personally I would like Chickenshed to just carry on growing with that, and I think it is going in that direction. There's definitely more people now that see the opportunities that we had and other people in the company have had, and I think are aspiring to want to do that. There's a lot of like gap year people that that want to sort of do the jobs that we did, which wasn't really something that was an option when we were younger looking up. So I think there's much more of a sense of people wanting to have that youth-led involvement. And I think if Chickenshed just run with that and use it to its advantage, then yeah, it will be great.
I say, as a leader, I like to bounce off who I deliver to or who I'm working with, as in I like to have a good relationship with, so I'll try, and that's like the foundation of it. I make sure we have a good relationship if I'm delivering to a group of people and peers as well, and make sure that, you know, where it's not like I never feel like I'm above someone just because I'm teaching something or talking something. I like to have a conversation, so like they give something back to me as well. Like, I learn as much from them as they learn from me. Hopefully, I like to say I like to keep it equal, as in a good relationship.
From the beginning, when COVID first started, I think that everyone was really excited to go back to normal, but it's weird because we should have learned so much in the last year and a half. So going back to normal, it shouldn't be the normal that we knew before. It almost should be a new normal. Like, they're working on Zoom on the Young Company project. There's an individual who is like elective mute, and Zoom was so accessible for them to use because they could use the chat function the whole time. So I know that there's a lot of conversation in that project that I'm working on of, okay, how can we create a chat function that exists in the room that's quicker than getting bits of paper and holding them up. And the idea of small groups, I've learned so many new names and new personalities, new like capabilities and talents and skills that I know if we'd worked in a room with 210 people, I wouldn't know a lot of the people, because you lose people in a room with that many people in it. People stand at the back and they feel like they blend in, whereas when you're in a room with only 16, there's not much opportunity to stand at the back and not show what you can do. There should be more scope and room for that in the sessions we're still delivering, because I think that there is a new normal to return to rather than the old normal.
I think everyone has craved the Chickenshed love. So what we do in the building, getting together, obviously, you know, making sure that we are following the guidelines, but we're still doing that, you know, making sure we're all distanced, but still doing that group activities, still being inclusive.
Bringing everyone together again, because I think it's been quite split in terms of who's been in what projects and who's been able to be back in the building. I think, however, you can bring everyone back into the same space, whether that's socially distant or not, would be nice, so everyone can kind of reunite, because it's been a long time.
Wonderful to see that film all about our young leaders and what they're achieving with your support. It is just incredible, and it's only going to get bigger and better. So thank you very much for being on this journey with us. Now, on the Sunflower Appeal, this is our major fundraising activity for the summer, and we'd love you to get involved in any way that you can. And if there are ways that you haven't seen that we're offering, feel free to just email me on gemmak@chickenshed.org.uk with an idea or suggestion, because literally everything is bespoke. So here's the lowdown on the Sunflower Appeal. We want to raise, and we are going to raise, £100,000 over the course of the next few months. As I said before, we really urgently need to raise this money to ensure that we can keep that security building for the 15,000 children, young people and adults who we nurture every year. And those needs that many of those people have, over 60% have experienced additional challenges, as you know, are just getting stronger, and many people really feeling the effects of lockdown and mental health, as Rachel talked about earlier, and well-being has really suffered. So we need to find ways of reaching more and more people. And what's great about this development of digital technology is that that's happened quite naturally. So we're taking advantage of that and using that as a tool to reach communities more far-flung here in the UK and globally. So that is really exciting. So just have a think about how you'd like to get involved, and I'm going to share with you some of the ways that you can do that. Have a look on social media or on the website in your own time. But for starters, our children's theatre are doing individual challenges. Now, last year this was such a joy because people were baking cookies, they were litter picking, they were recording a song a day. Lovely Rachel's son Jude was singing a song a day, playing on his beautiful guitar. It was amazing, so uplifting. So have a think about ways in which, you know, the children in your family can get involved, or maybe you can do a family challenge, whatever it is, and it doesn't have to be very much. Just let us know and we can help you set up a page. It's really easy and it feels great. So people are also cycling. Now Claire, lovely Claire, who's in our fundraising team, is taking on the London to Brighton Cycle Challenge. And she's recruiting people as we speak. So if you know or you are a cyclist yourself and you want to take on that challenge, it's in October. I think it's the 2nd of October. And she's doing it in memory of her sister. So feel free to have a think if that's something that you'd like to do. We'd love you to take part in that. I'm going to be continuing my musical challenge. So if anybody wants to do anything, we did stuff in our choir last year. It can be, you know, a group performance of something, or not even a performance, just a sharing or being together, or a cup of tea with your music group, anything, or duets, doorstep duets we did last year. That was really fun. Just get in touch and we'll make that happen. We are also doing a beautiful walk on the 14th of August, the Sunflower Memory / Celebration Walk. And that really is an opportunity for people to walk from wherever you want to, really, to Chickenshed. It could be the end of the Chickenshed car park. It could be miles away. Kaz Dyer, our wonderful volunteer, is starting with her 2 sisters at Stratford International, and it's 11 miles, I think, to Chickenshed, and she is going to be taking some beautiful photographs on the way. She's a photographer. So thank you, Kaz and family. We're really excited to see you doing that. Jenny Kettleton, our wonderful volunteer manager, is also leading a walk, which starts from here. I think it's 1:30 on Saturday the 14th of August. So do let her know, or us know, if you want to take part and join her as she goes up to Trent Park Brown and back again. And as I say, any routes from anywhere coming to Chickenshed, you can either donate via the Sunflower Appeal page or start your own page. That's totally fine. On that day, we've also got a really wonderful event happening, which is a volunteer reunion. As we've said already, a lot of our adult community haven't been able to come in this year, so it's really important that we take those opportunities when we can to celebrate and just be together. So that's going to be between 3 and 6 on Saturday the 14th of August, and we're going to have some live music. There's going to be some refreshments available from the cafe, so do come and join us, and it will be open house, so not just volunteers that day. So lots of things to think about doing. More detail to come on a dance-a-thon, which I'm very excited about, which is going to be in September on a Saturday. Yep. Rachel, I'm counting on you.
I've got my slot worked out.
Right.
Don't you worry.
Brilliant. So we're basically going to do 9 till 6 on a Saturday, and a different dance or movement class or yoga or whatever it is per hour. And we're going to live stream it so that people, wherever they are, can enjoy it, all ages. It's going to be really fun, so that's part of the appeal as well. So anything goes. Joe Collins and Friends is on the 1st of August. It's come around really quickly now, hasn't it? Yep. Sunday the 1st, it's here. It's a really special fundraiser. We're going to raise 20,000. Tickets to attend are £50 per person. If you email me, I'm keeping a list of people who are attending, and then I'll give you the link and you just donate £50 per person. And you get, and that money goes towards our young people and projects and programmes, and you'll get a free drink and also entered into a lovely raffle to win some L'Occitane goodies. So do get involved in that. Anyway, there's piles more to tell you, but I'm sure when you go away and think about it, you'll think about what you'd like to do, and just spread the word that we're doing stuff and that we're raising money and having a great time with it. And I haven't even mentioned growing flowers. No. We're growing flowers, and we've seen lots of beautiful photographs coming in, so do share those. It's really nice to see. We've planted quite a few at Chickenshed, so we will share those on the Chickenshed cam, i.e. social media, with you. But it's a lovely, lovely activity for all ages, so do get involved with that and enjoy some gardening. So now we're going to go to the Q&A, and we've had a couple of questions. I also want to thank Graham for your lovely feedback. Thank you for that. Really proud to have you in our Chickenshed family, and pleased that you can see the impact of everything that we're doing, as always. Thank you. So yeah, we've had another questions on the summer. So what is happening over the summer in terms of activities?
So I can give a bit about that. On top of Gemma's dancing and cycling and making biscuits and growing flowers, we've got a full programme of 5 weeks of summer shed activities. We're really aware of the sort of catch-up time that children and young people need at the moment to get them back into their communities. So rather than our usual 2 weeks, we've extended that to 5 weeks of activities for children and young people of all ages. So again, spread the word about that, because it'd be great for it to get to the pockets of our community that sometimes we don't maybe reach. We've got a 9-day festival of fun, which Pete's leading with his Performances to Children team. That's running from the 31st of July to the 8th of August, and there are loads of different types of activities for children from 0 to, I think it goes up to 12, across those 9 days. So have a look on our website for those details. We're also very much knee-deep into the planning for our Christmas show, which will be happening this year, in whatever way it needs to happen. I'm so reluctant to say the word will be happening now, but it will be happening in some way. It's called Ever After Days, and the planning, the actual rehearsals will be starting in September, so the creative team are already doing a lot of work on that. So busy summer, which is how we want it to be.
Fantastic. And we also had a question about, and we get a lot of these inquiries, don't we? People just asking how they can take part in our activities, adults especially.
Yep.
Do you want to take that?
Yep. Always, well, you can contact me, actually, rachely@chickenshed.org.uk, because we have something I didn't mention. We've got a network platform, which I've been sort of overseeing and facilitating with our other leaders in our Space Between Us group, where we are just keeping the chat going, keeping each other connected through this time, because not everybody's ready yet to come back into the building. We know that. So we're keeping connected through our network. If you get in touch with me, I will bring you into that, which would be fantastic to have you on there with us all. There's lots of us there. Also, we're really wanting to get our adult work back up, and as Louise said earlier, back up and running. We're starting some Sunday sessions. We've already done a couple of those, but we're thinking now in September we'll really be kick-starting that, fingers crossed. And we will have open Space Between Us workshop type sessions. So that would be great to invite, to open it up to new people. We would love that. So there will be lots coming, and we will be a lot more confident to get those dates in really soon for everybody. So we're so excited to have that reunion, and it will happen.
Brilliant. I think that's it for the questions. So on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for connecting today. We've really enjoyed spending time with you and letting you know all the wonderful things that are happening. And we will see you again in October for the next Supporter Lounge. If not before, obviously, we hope to see you before. But yeah, do keep sending in your feedback and suggestions about any aspect of our work. As usual, we love hearing from you and keeping that conversation going. And we will see you soon. Take care.